a joyful noise in Psalms 81 up to 83. To the souls on this online Word through podcast or YouTube channel on there, we'd like to suggest the three exposition questions. Number one, in chapter 81, verse 1, sing aloud to God our strength, make a joyful shout to the God of Jacob. What does a joyful shout mean in the context, and how can we apply it to our lives? Question 2, in chapter 82, verse 2, God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. What does the Hebrew word of gods mean in the context, and how can we apply it to our lives? Last question, chapter 83, verse 18, that they may know that you, whose name alone is the Lord, are the most high of all the earth. What does it mean in the context, and how can we apply it to our lives? All three Psalms, as well as the last 78 up to 80 Psalms, were written by Asaph. That means himself, his descendants, or the music team in the name of Asaph. In the last time in Psalm 80, 17 and 19, let your hand be upon the man of your right hand, upon the son of man, whom you made strong for yourself. Then we will not turn back from you. Revive us, and we will call upon your name. Restore us, O Lord, God of hosts. Cause your face to shine, and we shall be saved. This prayer is for the Messiah. Today in Israel, Israelites are praying for Messiah because it's difficult to face with the entire Israel people, and so that their only hope is for the Messiah. Verse 1, chapter 81, sing aloud to God our strength, make a joyful shout to God of Jacob. Question 1, David set up the music team for worship at the temple of God in Jerusalem. The song is the prayer with melody to God. Here in verse 2, harp and lute were stringed instruments. The people's loud song to God is a joyful noise. In the New Testament time, we must worship God in spirit and truth wherever, not just in Jerusalem, whenever, not just on Sabbath. So, three elements, God, spirit, and truth, are required for worship now. Cross-reference right there. Verse 2, raise a song with the strike the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the lute. Verse 3, blow the trumpet at the time of the new moon, at the full moon on our solemn feast day. A feast day word such as the Passover reminded them of its meaning for the Lord's grace and love, and so they learned to love God mostly. As well as the New Testament time in a special day such as Palm Sunday, Easter, Thanksgiving, or Christmas. That's in the same way, God's grace and God's love. For this is a statute for Israel, the Lord of the God of Jacob. Verse 5, this he established in Joseph as a testimony when he went throughout the land of Egypt, where I heard a language I did not understand. That language is Egyptian language. Verse 6, I removed his shoal from the burden, his hands were freed from the basket. It seemed the Egyptians burdening them, both placing yoke of a shoal and carrying bricks with him. In the past Israel history, they praised God for his grace and love to deliver them from the slavery status. Verse 7, you called in trouble, and I delivered you. I answered you in the secret place of thunder. I tasted you at the waters of Meribah, Selah. The cold of Meribah happened in the beginning and in the end of the wilderness life. It means the contention of people against God. For the need of water, they complained against Moses, the instrument of God. Here God tested them at waters of Meribah. God allowed you to know the perversity of your own heart, in order that you might learn to trust Him fully. That cross reference right there. Verse 8, hear, all my people, and I will admonish you, O Israel, if you will listen to me. There shall be no foreign god among you, nor shall you worship any foreign god. They worship the golden calf, the mammon. What is mammon? Money, treasures, materialism, or possessions that you could buy with money. You can't serve both God and mammon, any neither above God nor equal to God. 10. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Open your mouth wide, and I will fill it. I will take over you for your need. 11, 12. But my people would not heed my voice, and Israel would have none of me. So I gave them over to their own stubborn heart to work in their own counsel. If you give your life to God completely, you may experience a full satisfaction. In verse 16, He would have a fat dam all with the finest wheat, and with honey from the rock I would have satisfied you. Otherwise, God gave them up to their own hearts, and they were morally weak, spiritually weak, and physically weak, resulting in captivity and the horrible bondage of corruption. 13 and 14. Oh, then my people would listen to me, that Israel would work in my way. I would soon subdue their enemies and turn my hand against their adversaries. Only if they would have listened to God, would have destroyed their enemies. If you obey God, you will be blessed. Otherwise, you will be cursed. As God states to you over and over again. All cross reference right there. Verse 15. The haters of the Lord would pretend submission to Him, but their faith would endure forever. Even if the haters of the Lord would pretend to submit to God, their faith would be destroyed forever. Verse 16, He would have a fat dam also with finest wheat, and with honey from the rock I would have satisfied you. God would have given satisfaction to those who listen, hearken, be faithful, and be true to God. See verse 11, 12. History repeats itself over and over again. God blessed Israel in their luxury of the wealth. They forgot God. They forsook God. They turned away from God. They began to worship the world and the flesh. God punished them. They cried out to God. They repented sins to God. They asked the need. God blessed them more than the need abundantly. In their luxury of their wealth, they forgot God and so on. So it's important for you to keep unwavering faith, faithfulness to the Lord with the most love for God. Chapter 82. God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. God judges among the judges who were translated with the gods, over which the Hebrew word, whose the Hebrew word is Elohim. Verse 6-2. The Elohim on Exodus 21 and Exodus 22:89 were translated with the judges. The judgment of the judge as God's representative controls over a person's life. That's why they were called the Elohim, although they were human beings as creatures. Against the accused of blasphemy, Jesus used the verse 6, you are God, to defend his claim to be the Son of God. God would call mere man God. Why would it blaspheme for him, the true Son of God, to declare himself equal with God? Then why are you going to stone me? Because I said I am the Son of God. Close reference right there. Verse 2, how long will you judge unjustly and show partiality in the favoritism to the wicked? So you allow injustice to prevail because you are impressed by the wealth or by the power of the wicked. When judgment does compromise with political power, the judicial system fails. The whole country is shaken. The foundations are destroyed. First of all, deliver the poor and the needy. Free them from the hand of the wicked. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk about in darkness, and all the foundation of the earth are unstable. I said, you are God, and all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like a man, and fall like one of the princes. The Lord said, you are going to die like a man. You are not the God. You are just a man. Men are appointed to die once, but after this death, the judgment will come. Then unjust judges will be judged and punished by God. Verse 8, the right of God judge the earth, for you shall inherit all nations. You shall plead for that day to come when the Lord, the righteous judge, will judge over all the earth. Chapter 83, verse 1. Do not keep silent, O God. Do not hold your peace. Do not be still, O God. This is a plea to save us when the nation is facing a power. For behold, your enemies make a tumult, and those who hate you have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel to king against the wicked counsel, against your people, and consulted together against your sheltered one. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be remembered no more. For they have consulted together with one conscience. They formed a confederation against you. It seemed that the alliance against Jehoshaphat, the fourth good king of Judah, and Judah, the nation, caused Judah to face a peril. By all people's fervent prayer, God answered through Jahaziel, the prophet. Judah would get victory in the battle. The alliance or a confederation against the obedient king and the people was against God because they were his people. When we are obedient to the Lord, the opponent against us would be against him because we are his people who were purchased with his blood. Verse 6, the tents of Edom and the Ishmaelite, Moab, the Hagarite. The Hagarite may have been descendant of Hagar other than through Ishmael, the son of Abraham. Verse 7, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistia, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Here, inhabitants of Tyre were one of the alliance against Judah. But usually they were friendly, such as Hiram, the king of Tyre, was friendly with David and Solomon to build the temple of God. But Assyria also had joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot. More about the Ammonites who were from Lot. Cross reference here. Verse 9, deal with them as with the Midian, as with the Caesarea and with Jabin at the Midianite all over them, Brookus, who perished at the Endor, who became as a refuge on this. In Judges' time, Sisera, the chief soldier of King Jabin. Jabin were killed the enemies in the book of Judges chapter 4. 11, make their nobles like Oreb and like Judah, yes, all their princes like Jeba, Jemwe. In Judges' time, Obed, Jeba, Salmunna, who were the leaders of the Midianites, were killed enemies. Quote reference here. Then who said, let us take for ourselves the pastors of God for a possession. 13. Oh my God, make them like the whirling beast, like the chaff before the wind. Oh God, blow out all alliance enemies. 14. The fire burns the woods, and as the flame sets the mountains on fire. So pursue them with your tempest, and frighten them with your storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek your name, O Lord. Lord, just wipe them out until they recognize that you are God. Let them be confounded and dismayed, discredited forever. Yes, let them be put to shame and terror. 18. Last question. That they may know that you, whose name alone is the Lord, are the most high of all the earth. All creatures are created to glorify God by Him. When God destroyed the alliance from believers against God's people, Joseph and Judah, God is glorified by their knowing that the Lord alone is the most high of all the earth. That's the cross reference right here. So we covered all three questions. So let's sing all together the brochure last month song. So we can continue prayer over there, mission prayer recast, keep on prayer. The next May, at the end of May, we plan to go to Chro mission tour. Continue to keep on prayer for that. May God bless you richly. Bye.